provisionally installed and secured, and the knee joint must be moved to maximum extension. You will need to use the knee extender here for the C-Leg 4. Let me show you. If the parts collide, you can sand the upper knee part and the ball attachment. Please remember that there are areas which cannot be modified, as shown in the following illustration. There's another small difference for the C-Leg 4. The functional knee part has an opening for the proximal charging cable extension. The profiling of the knee part must not press against the cable or the O-ring. Now install the functional knee part. Loosen any screws which have been pre-tightened. Once again, check that the metal bracket and plastic part are properly positioned and make sure that the functional knee part is fitted correctly on the frame of the knee joint. Secure the functional knee part again. Now bring the knee back to maximum extension. Just another reminder, please use the knee extender for the C-Leg 4 here. Now use a cable tie to pull the metal bracket firmly against the adapter over the knee joint. It's best to close the cable tied to the side and trim it. If you're using a rotation adapter as we are here, please remember to check the cable tie is properly positioned. Then use a Torx key to tighten the two screws. We've done it. Now let's move on to the functional shank. The shank offers a significant advantage. The contours of the knee joints are integrated precisely into the shanks. The shank part also has a large hole, as it makes it easier to pull it on and off if there are screws that protrude significantly due to the construction. For smaller ankle sizes, it may be necessary to make the diameter of the tube a bit larger. My recommendation: cut a piece of Pedalan or Plastisode to a thickness of 5 mm, a width of 122 mm and the same length as the tube. Use double-sided adhesive tape to affix it to the tube. And now you have a diameter that is a bit bigger and offers greater stability. The shank is now shortened according to the user's measurements and taking into account a compression measurement of 1.5 cm and the foot position. Before you start sanding the shape of the shank, you must ensure that you can access the screws. It's best to use a scribing needle, heated with hot air, to do this. Pull on the shortened shank, determine the height of the access holes and push the hot scribing needle through the foam. The shape of the shank can now be sanded according to your customer's individual measurements. Please note that the upper section of the shank may not be sanded. If it is sanded, the transition between the knee and shank contour will not retain its attractive shape anymore. A note on the genium. The leg contour must, as you can see here, be completely flush with the inserted assembly ring. For optical reasons, but primarily so that inductive charging of the joint is possible and the charging unit doesn't get detached. If done properly, it works really well, with or without trousers. Once the sanding of the shank is completed, you have to pull the nylon stocking over it to make it easier to put on the functional stocking later.